If you are conscious enough, you would have known that Nigeria is a very classist society. And when we talk about classism, a lot of people will only want to attribute it to the rich. But you can be poor and also be a classist. You can be broke and still worship class. And that is one of the deepest contradiction in Nigerian societies. Because classism is not only about money, it's about mentality. It's about mentality. Yeah, if you look around everyday Nigerian life, a man can be earning, 70,000 per month, and he's still mocking the mechanic that is fixing his car. A woman is struggling to pay rent, but she says, I cannot marry a bus conductor. Students are living on Gary. Students are living on Gary in the hostel, but at the end of the day, they end up mocking another student that cannot speak clear English, that cannot speak good English. Someone living in a one-room apartment will insult another person for being local. That is classism. And the Nigerian society trains people into this kind of mentality from childhood. You hear something like, if you don't read your books, you become a gate man. Now, if you notice the message in this is not trying to like the message is not like about telling you that education gives you more opportunities. The message now is some people are beneath you in the society. That's just the message there, because there are better ways to communicate the idea that education gives more opportunities than involving the gate man in your analysis in your conversation. You understand? So even our parents unknowingly repeat it. A mother can be suffering economically and yet tells her child that you should not follow the other poor kids outside, as if it's one communicable disease. So if you look at how people behave around wealth in Nigeria, once you have money, you suddenly become chairman, boss, sir, big man, senior man. Even if everybody knows that the money you have came from corruption. But the honest vulcanizer, the honest cleaner, the market woman and the security guard, the society treats them as if they are invincible. You understand? And the painful thing is, even poor people participate in this hierarchy, because many Nigerians don't actually hate oppression. They just hate being at the bottom of it. That is why packaging became a survival culture. Somebody has no savings, but you go and still buy the latest iPhone on loan. Why? Because in Nigeria, appearing poor can reduce your social value. You understand? People respect appearance before substance. Even language has become a class thing. You understand? Some Nigerians hear fluent English and automatically assume that they are intelligent. Meanwhile, the farmer who cannot speak a good grammar understands economics, he understands weather, he understands survival, he understands trade and even human behavior. He understands it better than half of those people online tweeting nonsense. Colonialism also, shaped this mentality. That word local became an insult. You understand? Village accent became something to hide. People became ashamed of their names, of their languages, their cultures, just to appear classy. Classy. You know what I mean? And then social media made it worse. Social media made it very, very worse, because now everybody is performing wealth. Fake lifestyle, fake soft life, fake billionaire mindset, poor people competing with poor people to look rich before other poor people. You understand? The system trains people to worship status so deeply that even the oppressed start policing one another. You understand? That is why Nigerians can still look down on artisans, hawkers, cleaners, village people, uneducated, etc. So at the end of the day, classism is not about your account balance. You understand? It is about whether you believe that human dignity should depend on social status. You understand? And many societies have been convinced, the poor people of many societies have been convinced to measure themselves and others using the standard of the same system that is crushing them. And I've said these things several times. Yeah, with that being said, I'll come your way another time. Bless.